Hello, how are you? This is Li-Lan Weiss, founder of Armonia Health, and I'm a licensed acupuncturist, a Arvigo Adamo therapist, and certified teacher of the self-care classes for the Arvigo Institute, which is going through a transition of management right now. I'm a Qigong practitioner and the co founder with my husband Alex Weiss of the Chinese five element workshops that incorporate live acoustic music, Qigong, acupressure, and reflections, which is called Tones for Your Bones. And I'm speaking to you on this fall day in North Carolina to update you on some Armonia Health updates. So, first of all, our practice has always focused on being able to offer wisdom and treatments based on Chinese medicine, based on traditional medicine for physical, emotional, and now we are able to connect to spiritual health. So, let me just tell you a little bit of the Armonia Health history, where it's at in Durham the last 3 years. Um, we have focused a lot on offering sliding scale acupuncture at accessible prices. That was my inspiration to move my practice from Health Touch, which was a wonderful place to start out my practice, and I was there for 10 years. And I wanted to make acupuncture more financially accessible to our Durham and Triangle area community, and also be able to help more people. So, in the last 3 years, I focused a lot of my energy on facilitating and creating that sliding scale community acupuncture clinic. And it was flowing. The three acupuncturists who were part of Armonia Health were they were happy with their practice at Armonia Health. We were growing, and I was looking towards sustainability for that community acupuncture clinic at Armonia Health before this worldwide pandemic hit. But so things have changed, and now my practice has sort of returned to where a little bit to where I first started out, in the sense of like I'm only doing private sessions of acupuncture or Vigo therapy and coaching. And that was good to return to a slower pace of practice. And I realized that over the last 15 years, I have been able to glean a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, my personal growth. I have always brought that into the sessions as best as I can. And in a private session, there is a lot more one on one time with each client. So I feel like I am moving kind of back to starting over, but it's another circle and another layer. And I, bring in the experience from the past 15 years into my practice. And for that, I am really grateful that my practice is as full as I need it to be. And we are still following cleaning and disinfecting protocols. We are asking everybody the same viral signs and symptoms questions to do what we can to minimize the spread of this coronavirus. And I am happy to be able to continue to help others who have reached out to me. So part of the vision of Armonia Health, I think, comes from my wish that the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health of a person is able to be addressed. And that inspiration comes from my personal desire of my um, personal growth, where I have looked at my diet, I have looked at my digestion, I have tuned into my heart space and my emotions, and the last few years I've paid a lot more attention to my mind, and so it's a practice that is wonderful. It's intense. It is enlightening, and it's very fulfilling. And so, with that, is where I have wanted Armonia Health to grow. In part because Chinese medicine does really look at all those aspects of a person. And it's a process and it's a journey. And traditional medicine has always also not separated the physical body from the emotions, from the mind, and from the spirit. And that's what attracted me to the Mayan medicine that I was able to study with Rosita Arvigo and through the Arvigo Institute. And so here we are, 2020, creating new, um, putting forth new ideas, trying out new ideas, new ways of working, new ways of helping. And there's now new practitioners because, in part, the community acupuncture practice, that model is not happening right now. So, my other collaboration that I have always loved, and it kind of stems from my own connection of to body work, is I absolutely love body work and I love massage. There's lots of different styles that I have experienced for myself, and that is where was already collaborating with massage therapists at Armonia Health before this pandemic started. So I find acupuncture and body work are a great synergy to bring the body to a deeper awareness, to bring about that physical, emotional, and mental balance. And so we continue to do that at Armonia Health. Right now, I'm the only acupuncturist, and we have 3 other massage therapists. And I love working with them, sharing client cases, because my intention has always been that we each bring our unique gifts as a practitioner, and we are each in our own unique process of self growth, and we bring to our session the extent of our practice and our knowledge and our self growth, and we never stop learning. So there are lots of things that I don't know, and then I feel like there is a lot that I can share. So what I don't know, I would love another practitioner to be able to help. And it's all in service to the client and the patient. And to be able to offer that in one space. And that's what Armonia Health is about. The other aspect that draws upon my upbringing and life is that I grew up in Central America. I moved there from Taiwan, where my whole family is from, and I moved to Nicaragua at age 4. And between age 4 and 18, I was in mainly bilingual schools in Nicaragua, Honduras, and Guatemala. And through that connection, I feel a heart connection to be able to serve the Spanish speaking community. And that was my intention from the very start of my practice. And thus, I have committed to being in the Durham area. I feel that our area is diverse enough, ethnically, culturally, to be able to support my practice, and that I had plenty of ways that I could help the Spanish speaking community. And from what I know, I have been mainly the only Spanish speaking acupuncturist in the area that has consistently worked with the Spanish speaking community. My practice has always been about 50-50, maybe, with community acupuncture. Uh, it was mainly 60% maybe Spanish speaking with that came to see me. And so that is another part that I think in 2020 we have seen now more publicly what um, equity means. Um, that part is an English word that I'm glad to be able to learn and use, um, because what was happening before, and in my personal view, equality is very important. We were offering the sliding scale acupuncture on the same scale for everybody, and there was the model that I tried to incorporate into Armonia Health was equality, for all, to the best that we could do that. That applied to also how I worked with the practitioners that came into Armonia Health. And then equity is the part that I was always working on in the background, but it wasn't something that I actually like was at the forefront, because I think as a person of color, which I am told I am, I just always felt I was Asian, and Asians are kind of put on a separate category, it seems, in America, relative to a person of color, in part because I think of the privilege that many Asian families have and present to their children. And so, but being growing up in another country, um, it was always very clear that equity is what I have always done in the background. So I have come to understand that I do and have done a lot with working with the Spanish speaking community that I don't make public, because that's just how I've learned to work with them. There's a lot of resources that I have tried to make available to them that I know are already available to the average person in America. And so I have always done a lot of that background work. And I am lucky that I have had enough energy and health and resources to be able to support a bilingual practice. And so, but with 2020, it became very clear to me that I needed to put out more information to the people that which it was least accessible to. And I continue using my Spanish and my connections to the Spanish speaking community. And we are in the middle of a integrative immune health class that meets weekly for 3 months. And in a burst of inspiration, back in late August, I recorded a lot of videos about Chinese medicine and integrative health that I am using in that course that I would love to make accessible in English. Like always, the difficulty is trying to do things in both languages and doing it equally and making it all accessible, but it's in the works. Okay. So that equity part has, I think, shown up in the way the new practitioners have come in. I love to connect with each practitioner individually and bring out their gifts because I love sharing the gifts of our practitioners. I mean, that to me is one of the biggest joys that I have, and it's like things that I don't know. And so and I want other people to be able to use their skills and experience their body work and use their knowledge. And so a next piece about Armonia Health this fall is to expand the virtual offerings, the virtual consultations. So I look for news on that. And I continue to create and put out services that I feel serve all aspects of health: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And so that's the update for this fall day. And stay on our newsletter list, check out our blogs. There's some great articles on our blog site on the armoniahealth.com website, resources in English and resources in Spanish page that we are also updating on a regular basis. So expect, yes, more information to be made available to you, and I hope you take advantage of our the online courses that I teach. If you're interested in Chinese medicine, I encourage you to check out Tones for Your Bones. And stay well. I know you're doing what you can, and let us know how we can help you. All right, bye.